Well, hello there, friend, and welcome back to another fine session of Hot Springs Island. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
We're back in the saddle. I believe it's been a week. And we brought Delphina to a very specific location. I did mention that she's not necessarily hiding behind you guys, but she's essentially going to hide before Joni's group gets here. Just off to the side. You guys know where she is. She essentially told Charlie, hey, bud, don't let them know I'm here. It's a secret, okay? Bye. So she's technically AFK for a moment, but the three of you see Joni and her crew looking much smaller than last time, crest over the hill. She meets with Charlie, gives them a big ol' hug, and they give all of you guys a wave. It is Joni, Brian, and Trevor. Just three people.
Yes. But the real question is, did Sarabi get a snack before they arrived?
If you said no, I don't think I picked it up.
Nope.
What do you mean? I did say no.
The way you said it, your mic said no.
It was very whiny.
Yes.
All I heard was,
Yeah.
Close enough.
But yes, you guys were essentially talking with Charlie and discussing what to do when everybody leaves, because as Delphina said, nobody can know about this location, not even these people. So, seeing Joni and her friends in the distance, what do y'all do?
Wave. Hey, we're over here.
do any of them look like Wizardy or something, by the way?
Do they look wizardy?
Wizardy.
One of them did in the past. Unfortunately, that person is now gone. Trevor looks very much to be, punchy McPuncherson. I can quickly describe them. So Brian, he's middle-aged, hazel eyes, graying hair, and he's wearing a page boy haircut. He is wielding a war mace, and he's got a shield. The other individual, Trevor...
Hold up. What's a page boy haircut?
Like a bowl cut?
Okay.
Oh, you mean like the ones I used to have?
In real life?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
My childhood was terrible there.
I'm so sorry.
Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, I looked fucking adorable.
That's all that matters.
If you can pull it off, it's like, aw.
Yeah, if you can pull it off.
I mean, the moment I hit 6, that it wasn't adorable anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, the younger years, you're good. You hit a certain age, it's like, oh, buddy, stop. But yes, Trevor, brown hair, brown eyes, wears a matching steel helm and a breastplate. He is wielding an axe and a shield, and has a pole arm on his back. If one were to guess, Charlie looks more like the rough and tumble type boy, and Brian, it looks similar to Aldrin, or you, Sarabi, in terms of his garb.
Okay.
And obviously, Ada is dead. She was also with them before. There's another group of people that just are no longer with them. Jack, Eunice, Audrey, and Baxter. All of them are no longer in the group.
I will immediately comment on this. I mean, I know what happened to Ada, but what about the rest?
Oh, well, Jenny kind of gives you the look over and very much gives you that's a complicated answer. What are we doing? Like, are we setting up camp and just like chit-chatting, having some lunch? Like, what's the plan?
We did set up camp.
Lekka's just gonna like nonchalantly comment, well, I guess Sparku happened.
She nods, and the other gentleman kind of nod in agreement. Charlie gives him a look of like, yeah. And yes, sorry, I think you guys had mentioned you set up camp. Do you guys have a foldable picnic table?
I mean, we have a foldable canoe.
Close enough.
We also have a chest that we can use as a temporary table, right?
This is true. With your guys' setup and their setup, we kind of, we make shift. We've been here a little while. We kind of know how things work. And
prejudice. I can't pronounce it anymore.
I believe
I suddenly forgot. Press to digitate a campfire.
Beautiful. With all that out of the way, we have a little area to set up, and Joni's got various I almost said fried. Fried meats would be great. No, she has dried meats on her and some little fruits and things that she found around. She kind of pulls some out. There's enough to share with you guys, and she's giving like a few little pokes to Charlie and whispering a few things to him, like, all right, you sure you're good? You sure you're good? And he's like, yes, stop. Like, we're fine. I'm fine. I lived here alone for a while. Leave me alone. And with that, they seem set up. And after kind of like a quick, like, finally, you have any questions for Joni and friends? They'll gladly answer. She's in your guys' debt. You found her brother.
Tell us about Sparku.
Share some notes about like the local flora, I guess. We found this weird plant that makes things stick together.
Sure. We'll put it this way to make things a little simpler. First and foremost, alrighty, because you guys reunited Joni with Charlie, I'm going to give you guys an inspiration for that. Congratulations. That boy was hiding. And we'll say this. If you have a specific question about flora and fauna, I'll answer it now, like that one. Otherwise, we'll kind of do a Blades in the Dark type thing and flashback-ish. So because there's so much shit in the island, if you guys see something and go, wow, what's this? And we can say, Joni would have told you this plant is this. Just to make things easier, there is way too much to look at. So the plant, that was the glue one, right? That we said it could be used for wounds.
I mean, there were two. There was one that could glue together wood and one that could, well, effectively glue wounds, I guess. I have
Yeah.
a list of plants currently.
We do have the wax tree. That might
Yeah,
have been it?
we just found the wax tree.
Yeah, you guys just found that one.
Yeah, that's the new one, yeah.
Well, let's see. I'm not sure.
I'm
what
not sure I have notes on the one that makes things stick, or was it just jelly moss or something?
That might have definitely been one. In terms of jelly moss.
It's jelly moss, yeah.
I think you guys figured this out. I could be wrong, but jelly moss basically functions as an incredibly, and I mean incredibly strong wood glue.
Yeah.
Wood glue
Yeah,
specifically. Yeah, but like it is borderline permanent. With the wax tree, it can be used as like a beeswax. You can use it to make candles, things of that nature. If you mix it properly and they stress properly, they can help you out in this, but they also say it's kind of not worth it, especially if you're just doing it in the field. You can, but be careful. It can make a putty that can permanently reshape flesh. So it's not just to seal wounds. It can literally reshape your skin. So you could basically give yourself a new face if you're good enough at it. The problem is there's a non-0% chance your skin will melt instead.
Nice.
So be careful. Really cool. You can give yourself a new hand. You could do some pretty weird, gnarly shit with it. You want a sixth finger with no bone? Go for it.
All right, time for Lacquer to gain some inches.
I know. Oh, God. Just like, give yourself like skin wedges. Ew.
Just cut off my leg, add some wax, and then add the legs back on.
Oh, God. Anyway, you said something about Svarku Sarabi. Anything in particular?
What's he like? What's he want?
You just said with the rest of your crew. What kind of group that together? She basically lets you know, long story short, Jack, the jeweler, he was the other half of her group. He was brought here to do two things, to help find Charlie, because she promised to pay him well, but also he was promised wealth. An island no one has seen before, an island no one has ever come back to. How could someone like him say no to that? He is not one for combat, but he's very much one for adventure. Because of this, he hired a few people. He brought someone named Audrey. She's his bodyguard. He also hired a very skilled thief named Baxter, and he brought his lover named Eunice. Eunice is a practicing wizard, Audrey's a practicing fighter, and Baxter's a practicing thief. They tell you this pretty upfrontly. They're not really trying to hold any secrets, but their magic user is still alive. Unfortunately, Ada, who was originally grouped with us, is now dead. You guys saw her, unfortunately. She fell victim to the dice. But other than that, effectively, because all those people were hired by Jack, when Jack decided that, Dr. Svarku, he has some good deals for us, and some of those deals also aligned with our captain, so why say no? Unfortunately, by default, they followed. They hold no allegiance to Joni.
Interesting.
Yeah, basically, they had a big fight, a lot of micro fights prior to that, and it all just kind of led to, like, listen, rather than butting heads constantly and discussing whatnot with the ogres and this, that, and the other, let's just go our separate ways, right? I want to attack you, you want to attack us. So they left on positive terms, fortunately. How long that will last, who can say? They're not looking to outright attack anyone, so that's good. But, alliances have swerved. You asked what Svarku was like, Sarabi. She thinks for a moment, and essentially says, have you ever been to a large bazaar or a market, and there's that one guy who can sell anyone anything?
Oh, yes, I like swindling them the best.
Yeah, usually I am that guy, actually.
With a stupidly bright, powerful personality, just overflowing with confidence. That's Svarku.
That's bad.
And she said in his
It
presence...
might be good, actually.
Yeah, they did meet with him, but
Ma knows how
temporarily.
I'm sure Ma knows how to look through those people. Otherwise she wouldn't be where she is in the world.
But it means they gain a lot of people on their side before someone realizes that it's not good.
I mean, it doesn't seem to be doing them very well on this island.
Yeah, so essentially, they split ways. Jack...
by the way, this entire island is a massive magical crystal that they're slowly eating.
They've learned various bits about that. They let you know that Jack effectively said, Svarku and all them are the better deal. If things change, let me know. One major thing sparked this, unfortunately. They did speak with the ogres a few times. They're by no means enemies of them. But Jack did very much look down on the ogres, their way of life, and their people. They heard some rumors, maybe the same rumors that you guys heard. This scary witch named Bavmorda. She does horrible things to people, specifically women. And this led Jack to just kind of go, see? They're savages. They're monsters. Why would we deal with them? Svarku may be a monster, but he's not hiding it, at least. And is he really that bad? I haven't seen him do anything. they're actively doing whatever this horrible something is. They're attacking us, adventurers. We didn't do anything wrong. So that led to an argument that, unfortunately or fortunately, led to his departure.
He
But-
definitely chose the easy way out.
Yeah, and we met Bavmorda. She's not that weird.
I mean, she is kind of scary, let's be honest, but
I mean, that's true.
she's nice enough.
So with that, Joni actually follows up and says, correct. And I decided myself I wanted to meet with this Bavmorda. She was hiding in the jungle somewhere. But,
Have you already?
yes, we were sort of all over the place in this island. It is, I'm sure you're aware, quite large. When our group was,
Yes.
nine people, it took a while to get around. But with only the three of us, it was much easier. We can move quicker, more silently.
You can say that again. We were stuck at the lighthouse for like 2 days.
She smiles, nods at that one, and says, we spent some time there, but there's slimes, and those guardians were really strangely inconsistent.
Yeah. You know, those slimes used to be elves, apparently.
Oh god, seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
You seen that Sapopa stuff around?
Yes.
Have you had any?
No.
Yeah, good. Especially if you're not magically inclined, you will straight up die. If you do have magic, though, well, eat enough of it and you'll turn into one of those things.
Trevor and Brian look at each other like, oh shit, okay.
Also,
it's highly addictive.
and before that happens,
Preston states himself.
yeah, I'm gonna pat it away right before you do it. This is a potential side effect.
Oh, this orange dust kind of settles on the table you guys are in front of them. They go, oh, okay. Not going to question that one. And with that, Joni does let you
It's usually
know.
a pinch, then.
Indeed, I've heard a few things it's capable of, but I don't know if it's worth it. So thank you for the heads up. Honestly, we have some on us. We just haven't used it. We weren't sure if it was a poison or something else. We try our absolute best to look at everything thoroughly before we... Well,
Definitely keep it as a last resort.
Yeah.
The side effects are not great.
She looks to Brian and says, oh, that'll be you, big guy. You know I can't take this, and Trevor can't either, so...
Also, apparently, it doesn't have a cure. Ha ha ha.
She doesn't really comment on that. She's kind of slowly nodding like, yeah, sorry. And with that, she follows up on her last statement saying, after my fight with Jack, I decided to go look for Bavmorda. Like I said, the three of us. We eventually found her and got to talking. I threw your guys' names around. I hope you don't mind.
That's
Oh,
fine.
that's all right.
We're making lots of people here, friends here.
Good, good. Well, she seemed quite positive to that, actually. And I'll be honest, well, I'm not entirely a big fan of what Ma is doing either. Obviously, Svarku and his ilk are an entire whole other scenario, but we won't discuss that. I know you oppose them, we oppose them. We don't need to talk about it, as long as we're on the same side. But we got to talking. And she shared a few things with me. You see, the rumor that was going around is women were disappearing. Specifically, more bulky women. So, not you, Sarabi. I'm not entirely sure what it was precisely, but apparently even the ogres don't know. And I mentioned it. I mentioned that women had gone missing, specifically not ogre women, none of the Kiru or the Goa or any of them. And she gave me a look. And while I didn't receive a firm answer, I get the feeling it's not as bad as we think. She almost made it sound like they asked for it. You know their problem with their women, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
She made it sound like, and please keep this close to your chest, that it's possible to be transformed into an ogre permanently?
Sure, that seems reasonable.
Yes, I have no idea how she would be achieving this, but apparently someone had asked for it, and they're still living there, and they just chalked it up to another birth, or someone they found in the jungle. Bavmorda's, she's private. Who knows her ways? So they do trust her. They fear her, but they trust her. The ogres, that is. So I would say, Sarabi, any rumors you heard, well, you needn't worry. You said she was a good person, right? She seemed nice?
Yeah, she was very helpful.
I mean, she definitely seems to have the best interest of her people in mind. So that can swing both ways, but I won't judge.
Of course, and I won't judge her either. I can't imagine my entire race being on the needle point of, 7, 8 people? That's ridiculous. A single attack from Sparker, they'd all be gone. And especially after what he did to them, that was atrocious.
Did you see that big burn spot?
Yes, how could you not see it going by there?
Yeah, that was awful.
Regardless, I think she's good people. And there could be any number of reasons why people go missing in this jungle. People just chalk it up to fear, something else. I don't know why I mean, I personally couldn't do it, but I can't see myself or anyone willingly giving their life away to help someone they don't even know. But I'm sure it was a decision they thought on. So you should be safe.
Good to know. I never did figure out why those rumors got out.
I would say mostly fear. I mean, let's be honest, she hides away in a massive tower made of blades. That's a bit off?
We were a little afraid to approach it at first, I ain't gonna lie.
Have you seen her sons?
What?
Her sons, they're normally standing watch around the jungle, sometimes
Those
next
guys.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you most likely ran into them. They're a bit much. We had issues seeing her initially. They didn't want to allow us entry, but after some persuasion and some name throwing, she throws you guys a wink. They let us in.
Oh, good. I'm glad we helped.
And she takes Charlie's hand and squeezes it and gives him a solid smile, and Brian and Trevor kind of slap him on the back, and she says, truly, I do owe you. Thank you.
You know, Charlie really gets around. We were asking like every local we met, and every single one of them had seen him.
He shrugs. He's like, I've been here for a while. What can I say?
Didn't half of them call you weird too, right? Right, Lekka?
Something like that.
Slower shrug? We're all a bit weird.
Can't deny that.
I mean, you definitely have to be weird to survive on this island,
That and
especially
I
alone.
didn't necessarily want to trust everyone I ran into. Some folks seemed fairly nice, but I don't know. I've seen and heard too many stories of, stuck in an island, stuck in the woods, and a happy couple, or some wonderfully happy dancing village. Yeah, totally trust them, and then your dinner. So, no, I'm good.
Say
That
what?
almost happened to us.
I read a lot. I'm sorry. Fiction. And Jonah just rolls her eyes. I'm alive, though. So, right or wrong, I'm not dead.
Yes, let's keep it that way.
Nods that. And then they'll kind of look to your guys' group and say, well, what's your guys' plan? Where are you all going next?
Oh, you remember that observatory we mentioned?
They'll nod.
It actually had a lot of interesting information in it, and we are going to keep on searching in the the village, the town, city, the ruins.
Oh, you're going to the city next.
Yes, well, yes. Need to make a small detour about it.
Of course. Do be careful. Make sure you go at just make sure when you decide to arrive, you're A, careful, and B, always on guard. There's...
Yeah, I heard what they called again? Not the Goa, the other ones.
Kiru or
The Kiru were the nice ones, right?
Arva?
The Arva were hiding out in there.
correct.
And apparently they are a rather nasty bunch.
Correct. I would recommend staying far away from them if you can. There are other things in the city, though.
Like what?
Well, those strange slimes, for one. And
Yeah, makes sense.
there's
More of those golems.
a few of the singing golems, yes. They're strange, but as long as you leave them alone, they won't attack you. I believe they're there just for decoration, for opening doors, for holding on to things of that nature. Just automatons.
They also hold secret passwords.
Yeah, we didn't really have time to particularly mess with them, primarily because it looked strange. I don't know what it was precisely. There were what looked like burned outlines of people. Elves, I would assume. It looks like an elven village. There are some dwarves there as well, of course. Not people. It's empty, to be incredibly clear. The city is empty, minus those things, burn marks, and of course, the lizard folk.
That makes sense.
I guess you should keep your invisibility spell ready.
If you're,
They don't
if
seem
any of you are well versed in astrology or history or, I don't know, the elemental planes, I would definitely suggest checking out the tower again and asking around for the secret room.
I mean,
I think my golem is still around there, cleaning up.
Oh, you found one that knew the password?
Yep.
Oh, God, we spent so long in that stupid room.
Make sure
Actually, pretty
you
lucky.
speak up, Lekka, like he's
yeah.
amazing, and you win him over real quick. And then I'm
Make
gonna
sure to
scout
mention
Lekka.
my name, and he'll be fine. Apparently, they are. Well, I'm not sure what it is. He seems to be very attached to me.
Understood. We'll be sure to mention you.
It's more than attached. He worshipped him.
Charlie,
I'm
kinda-
creepy, but at the same time, I liked it.
Charlie
I
kind of
wanna
laughs
keep
at that. Yeah, Charlie gives a good laugh at that.
Yes, if I can, I'm definitely going to take him on my ship.
My
Give you
knowledge,
some muscle.
yeah, they can leave to my knowledge, and they're definitely strong.
Just watch out for the other columns,
Will do.
especially the ones on the third floor. Was it
Golems or
the
those fleshy things.
servants? Yeah.
Yeah, just pretend you're an elf.
All right. They were sleeping.
Or just run through the portal real quick.
real quick.
All right.
But
They definitely aren't sleeping anymore.
they also follow through, so keep running.
You can ask Charlie about that.
He gives her a look of like, listen, I was hiding, they weren't active, and suddenly they were. I didn't do anything. And then she kind of just, okay, we'll think about it.
I'm pretty sure I made them mad because I'm definitely not an elf. And I wiggle my tails.
Okay. She's not entirely sure what to think about that. Very much we'll get back to it when we get back to it, but we don't want to die, so, you know.
It can't be that bad. Especially in a party of 4.
It'll be probably, well, if we can avoid fighting, that would be ideal.
Definitely.
I am just here
You
to...
can just run through.
Yes, true. But realistically, I am just here for Charlie.
That makes sense.
Now that I found him, well, I'd like to get off the island, but of course that won't be happening as quickly as we'd like. So we might just head back over to Maz. Oh god, we take the long way around, don't we?
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
I have a canoe, but I don't suggest, going over the sea here.
No, she gives a look of like, nah, I definitely wouldn't. Charlie's like agreeing quickly, like, no, don't.
We also totally nearly died in that lava area.
Charlie does raise a hand and says, there is a way to get through there if you're careful and slow. Just make sure you bring a lot of water. It's really hot.
Noted.
With a smaller group, it shouldn't be too bad, but...
Pour out my infinite hot water plate and it refills.
Not sure how to feel about hot water in a hot area, but it's still water.
It's still water.
So yeah, I can't
Besides,
really...
I can freeze it, it's fine.
Fair enough. I can't really draw a map for you, but... Well, shit, if we're going there now, I guess I can't help you. Just know that if you take your time,
Just so Robbie can draw a map for you.
we'll try to mark a path. A subtle path. I don't want them seeing it. It is near the edge, so you should be safe. But we'll mark the starting area, if that helps. If you ever go by that way again.
Sure.
Okay, great.
We probably won't because we discovered the secret entrance, but we don't say that out loud.
Alrighty, and with that, they all seem, pretty happy. Do you guys have anything else to ask them, to tell them?
Probably, but I'm not sure what.
Fair enough.
Probably, yeah.
Like I said, if you remember something, we can always flash back to it. Not a big deal. There's a lot going on this island. I don't blame you. And her goal is to basically go straight back to Ma and figure out what to do from there. She's basically dumped this island. She wants to get off. You guys said there's a way to get off. She's probably going to talk to Ma, get you to figure out there. And if Ma doesn't want to, which we know she doesn't want to, immediately leave, Joni will probably go back into the jungle with her group and try to talk to who she can and get things set up.
Actually, I guess I would mention that the tower used to have like a portal, and it might be possible to reactivate it somehow, but I'm not sure because I'm not versed in that stuff. Maybe that's although it probably doesn't work now that Zwarku has the thing on lockdown. So that's a way to get off, technically, but we'd still need him dead.
Well, they'll definitely look into it. There's a whole lot going on, so...
Oh, yeah.
All right, other than that, if you guys are done chit-chatting with them, they can head off, and Delphina can re-reveal herself. Just let me know.
Yeah, all right.
All right, cool. Once again, they can see that you're not injured in any way, shape, or form. Brian kind of gives you guys a quick look over, like, y'all need a medic, you good? You guys seem you're doing pretty hot for yourselves. So, with that, he and Trevor kind of give you guys the quick look over to make sure you're doing okay, and you guys doing pretty hot. So
I can ask him if he can... What's that spell called again? The one that heals illnesses?
Lesser Restoration?
Yeah, if he has that at all.
He can.
See if it does anything for the Sepopa thing.
All right. He's not entirely sure, but he walks up to you, embraces his weapon, and bows, praying to his god. He reaches out to touch you, Lekka, and you do feel light and warmth wash over you, and maybe the itching sensation is gone. No, it's still there.
Nice try. Yeah, it's fine.
And he's kind of like, shit.
As long as I don't take more of it, it's fine, right?
He slowly nods at that and says, of course, yes. Just to be careful out there.
That's the plan. Didn't come here to die.
They all kind of have a laugh at that, bidding you all adieu, give you all a quick nod.
It was nice to meet you.
And they head over the hills.
All right. So Riley wants to keep your brother for a day to feed.
Do that later.
Fortunately, we know where they'll be.
We are going to discover the warp tunnels now, so we'll be back in town in a second, apparently.
After about 5 or so minutes, they leave, and Delphina kind of slinks out of the jungle and goes like, good. Thanks for not saying anything. I'm glad they didn't say me.
Good.
What's the plan?
Well, there was something here to show us, right? Hidden village.
Yes, it's down below. You said you wanted to, cast a spell on us so we fall slowly?
Yeah, just jump. It's fine. Make sure to do it together, then.
Fair enough. Do we all need to hold hands, or...?
It's a pretty wide range.
All right, then.
Is there no, path down?
No, of course not. That'd be too
makes
easy.
Sense.
I can just jump down. The water won't kill me when I hit it. So,
Well then, jumping we are.
also I can technically swim down the waterfall, but that's neither here nor there. Alrighty, and with that, I think I described everything here. Let's say I believe it's about a 300-foot drop, so it's pretty gnarly. And there's a bunch of spikes. Yeah, so it's just a complete shit fiesta. You do not want to be down there or fall without permission. It is 12 p.m. for reference, and with that, she's waiting on you, Lekka, for like all right, we're going.
We jump.
You give her the okay, and holding onto your guys' hands, you all jump together and fall nice and slow. And she's kind of running her hand as you guys are falling down and down through the waterfall and kind of humming along. And it's almost like she's looking for something. And you guys, I mean, it's slow fall, so we fall for quite some time. And she's kind of thinking and goes like, perfect. And kind of grabbing onto you guys and directing us forward. She anchors us toward the waterfall, and it kind of engulfs us very softly and pulls us in, actually. And
See, there's always something hidden behind the waterfall.
this time there was. And you're pulled through. Around you guys, like I mentioned before, you see very large crystals. Here, you see massive, gigantic yellow crystals. They're anywhere from 10 to 20 feet tall. They're transparent. They glow softly. The walls are jagged, as are the floors. And the water that's running along here is clear.
Yellow? What do these do?
She just touches them. Just light.
Oh.
Sort of a
I
marker.
inspect them anyway.
She's sort of just watching you. And they just seem to be sort of glowing from within. She lets you guys know that they effectively mark. You can kind of see them from the outside, but it's really hard to tell.
Oh, I rolled hot on that.
A nice 5.
Yes. Make light.
And she starts looking around and says, oh, gods, I haven't been here in so long. It might be dangerous. I'm not entirely sure. In general, things shouldn't really know about this location, so...
Stay close?
Effectively. I'll lead the way. Not a big deal.
How dark is it in here, actually?
It would be completely pitch black if it weren't for...
I just realized they emit lights, yes. Stupid question.
It's not a ton. That's a fair question, because it's not a ton of light. It's enough to see, but she lets Aldrin know that he can whip out the ring if he wants. It's fine. And with that, it's more than enough light. She heads on forward and kind of turns the corner, and just up ahead you guys see an earth imp, little elemental boy, and he's like shaping the walls. Not aggressively. He's just kind of pushing things out to make sure they look the right way.
The same one we saw like upstairs or the jungle?
This one definitely...
Same kind of thing?
Same kind of thing, but this one looks very different. It has like multiple spikes going down the middle of its head, down its back, and it has a nice like little rotund belly. He's a boy.
I mean, I'm cool to leave him alone if he leaves us alone.
Yeah, she gives you guys a look of like, just ignore him. If you ignore him, he'll ignore you.
I don't think Daniel, it's more of your brothers.
Is there enough space to squeeze by him?
There is. She kind of makes like a whistling sound, and he looks this way and moves closer northward to even out the walls over here. And then leaning you guys forward, up ahead, she kind of, strokes her chin, looks down the hallway, as just up ahead of you guys is a wall of bubbles. And she's like, was there a trap here? And she's looking about. You guys can like, just beyond, you can see some vents that are pushing water out from the side, seemingly completely random. And she's kind of watching and goes like, oh yes, the second, I keep forgetting, you people wouldn't know this, would you? It's a little tight through here. I can probably bring you one at a time, realistically, primarily because this is another one of our little security measures. You see, the crystals can form a second function. If you get caught in one of these currents, you can get skewered.
Lead the way.
Will do.
Oh, that sounds fun. I'm rather small, though. I might be able to fit through.
True, but past this wall of bubbles should, if things are still functioning the way they should be, it's just pure water. It's a wall of water. It needs all the way through. Are you a good swimmer?
Yeah, I mean, I've spent most of my life on the sea.
If you'd like to go alone, you're more than welcome to.
I do not have a swim speed, though, so that doesn't matter, but yeah, I'll trust you.
All right, and effectively, she can pull you guys through one at a time. Not really too big of a deal. Like I said, there's a giant curtain of bubbles ahead. When she puts her hand in the, I mean, obviously she's made of water, so she kind of motions for you to do it, Sarabi. But you're basically don't go in, but like put your hand in the wall, effectively.
I do.
Okay. When you do, your hand feels like it's under the current of like a river, a pretty heavy current.
Gasp.
Yeah, and it's actually pushing you back a little bit. So you can get by, but it ain't great. Definitely not. And there's various like anemones and corals that are like lining the walls as well. And you know, if you get pushed too hard, scraping up against that shit would hurt. Fortunately, Delphina knows the way through here, and, well, she is sort of one with the ocean. So she will bring you guys, indeed, one at a time. So we'll just kind of, human centipede, human centipede.
Whoa, none of that. None
No?
of that.
Okay, sorry.
None of that.
I prefer to stay
Fine.
one.
We are one.
No.
What? No one.
Yes, I mean one on my lonesome, not one on my 3 people.
She just wants to be friends with you guys. Come on.
No!
Fine, but only if I get to be the first one.
No!
I mean, you're smallest. You're the head of the butt. So.
No! Enough of this conversation. Next!
Okay, moving on ahead. As you guys push through here, there's a couple close calls as she pulls each of you one at a time, but she is fully in control. And she can bring you guys through 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess Daniel probably wouldn't want to go through on his own either. I don't think he has a swim speed either, so that wouldn't be great for him.
Wouldn't Daniel just cling to Lekka?
Yeah.
I mean, he's an air elemental. He can literally go, like, ignore everything, become as air. Actually, I can just unsummon him.
That too.
Put him back to his own dimension for a second.
And you can hold on to him, so regardless, yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
She pulls the 3 of you through, and you know that you would have made it through. You definitely would have made it through. But
he can sit at my mouth and I can breathe underwater.
Indeed. Looking at the walls, there's some things hiding amongst the crystals. Some little sea boys, some creatures and such. But seeing Delphina, they pay you all no mind as you pass multiple sets of glowing eyes, and she pushes through the bubble wall. You guys can breathe once again. And just up ahead, you see another little water imp, and he's kind of just like moving around, checking his surroundings, doing his thing. Not really paying you guys any mind. Just looking around.
More of those guys.
She kind of gives him a quick nod, and he just like makes a not super high pitched squeal, but just like a. And she nods back at him, and she looks around here and goes, "Well, this is about the same I left it, ish." And she kind of pauses a bit, looking around the corner to the right. You guys are definitely deeply submerged in a cave. There are still various lights and such leading the way and keeping things relatively lit, but there's definitely some scuffling going on in here. She looks around the right corner, and where you guys to kind of peek over there, you see something that is absolutely gargantuan, awake, but moving slowly. It's just kind of looking about. Up against the far northern wall to that area, there is something that is incredibly dead, just sort of sitting there.
Does that belong here, Delphina?
She narrows her eyes and looks at it and says, "I don't know if I recognize what that is, either of those things. I'd leave it alone. The small one seems very dead."
Yes, it does.
This reminds me of home. I hate it.
Looking to the south, you can see a little area where there's a whole bunch of little water imp elemental boys, and they're kind of like cooing to each other. Almost a song, in a way, but it's just sort of dancing off the walls. Very, very subtle.
Do I get any sense from that?
They're calm and relaxed. You're not really sure the purpose of the song, but it seems that they're probably just relaxing, actually. Like, they are relaxing. This is something they're just doing for fun.
Yeah, okay.
So no hostilities at all from them.
Nothing bad can be going on when everyone is having so much fun, right?
And she continues looking around, kind of going like, good. I'm glad things haven't completely gone to shit here. That's fantastic. And she says, well, they should be there sometimes. And up ahead, she lets you guys know that that's where the sleeping quarters normally is. It's up a little ramp up just ahead. And just beyond, she kind of pauses you guys for about a moment and just lets you know, like, stay behind me. You guys can see other Nereids up ahead. It's impossible for you to not see them and for them to not see you. They probably saw you guys as you came in, realistically. You made a little bit of noise, splashing and such. The cave is relatively quiet beside that, so there's no way they didn't see you. You can tell they're hiding against the walls. Sort of just if I lay flat here, you can't see me. Various abilities of that nature. But now they've chosen to reveal themselves. And 3 sort of come on and step forward as they're looking at you all. And Delphina gives you guys a quick nod of like, I'll be right back.
Okay.
And then she heads over to speak with them quickly. And it is quite quick. While she's talking to them, though, what are y'all doing?
I'm looking at rocks.
I'm looking around nervously.
Okay. To the north, you see more crystals, a little more of those water boys. They're kind of talking to each other, doing their thing. Just beyond the distance, you can kind of see another one of those earth boys. He's also reshaping, and they seem to be communicating with one of the water imps. And they're kind of like back and forth. Like the water imps trying to show him, like, hey, do this. And he's slowly pulling one of the crystals out of the floor. As I mentioned, to the right, you do see more crystals, but they're glowing not as brightly necessarily. It looks more jagged over there, just beyond this big boy. And he's just kind of like loping around. Just loafing. Don't do anything in particular. Just he moves occasionally, rubs himself against the wall, kind of waits a second, and then just like plops down. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't rub themselves against walls randomly?
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys watch that a bit, Delphina comes back and says, all right, It's been a while. I might have lost my... Well, they're not angry, but they have no idea who I am. And that's fine, because we're all the same. Things are bad, though. Things are really bad in the island. Did you know what's going on?
Yeah, to a degree.
I thought we knew a little bit, but maybe we don't because we are new.
Fair. Apparently...
The longer we spend here, the more interesting it becomes, at least. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently this Svarku character has been holding my people captive. Did you hear about that?
That makes sense for what he is.
Did the one up north say anything about that, Lekka?
I know she's hiding.
I thought it was from the ogres, though, not from Sparku.
No, I think she was hiding from her own people.
Oh, right.
Which she did mention, don't tell, if you meet more of me, don't tell them that I'm here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not misremembering that.
She was incredibly vague.
Yes.
But the Delphina basically lets you guys know that, yeah, so apparently Svarku is basically trapped a bunch of the Nereids for slaves of various purposes. That's not okay. But they escaped, so that's cool. And apparently they're planning some sort of rebellion, so they wanted to make sure you guys are cool. And I let them know you guys are cool, but...
Rebellion. I'm all about that.
You still kind of have to, be respectful, be chill. Apparently, these are the 3 de facto leaders currently. And she's like, I'm out of the loop. Very much like, I don't know what's going on. I addressed them incorrectly, my bad. I was like, hi. Like, she was way too casual when she walked up to them.
I mean, don't you have a veterancy over them, technically? Is that not how that works for your people?
That's not how that works, unfortunately. We choose our leaders, which makes sense, and I wasn't really doing that when I was kind of just partying and having a time, and unfortunately, that's going to be a hard habit to break. Regardless, just be respectful. Apparently, like I said, these are the 3 current leaders, so...
Sounds good to know.
And beyond them, you see many other Nereids that kind of pop their head around the corner. So there's like 8 or so here. And then she lets you guys know, like, we can address them now. We may move on in. So she motions for you guys to follow if you wish. And she gives a quick bow, and all 3 of them nod to you. And looking to the 3 of you, she says, friends of the ogres and friends of the Nereid, I would like to introduce you to Tilo, Solaria, and Daphne. And the 3 of them in turn give you a nod, and nod.
I will curtsy very deep and professionally, by the by. I'm Sarabi.
And I'm Lekka. Deep bow.
All right, and Aldrin introduces himself as well.
Very mercantile bow.
He's very courtly, so your boy knows what he's doing. Does Daniel give a bow?
Daniel doesn't understand. Actually, do elementals have like a leader system, or is it more of a we're floating?
Depends on the faction. But they're not the thing is they're not expecting him to bow. He's a bird, so he doesn't have to.
I mean, he's very much an elemental, and they can probably tell what.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be weird to drag a bird through water, so yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when that's small. Regardless, they kind of all give you guys a general look of like, all right. And Solaria steps forward and says, I will be blunt. Where do your allegiances lie?
Mostly with myself, and definitely not with the slaver up top.
Good answer.
Also currently with the ogres.
Oh yeah,
Right.
we're actually helping them with, deposing him.
All right. A nod.
I heard you're interested in that as well.
A nod at that. And Tilo is currently wielding a spear at you guys since she's sort of hiding behind her back. Not pointing it at you, but when you mention Svarku, she grips it very tightly, and anger dances across her face. And they all use her as a nod and say, excellent, I sense no lies amongst you. So what brings you here? Why did this one decide to reveal our hideout to you?
Well, we freed her from a picture in that tower.
The
She was
observatory.
apparently locked up on for thousands of years.
And Delphina just turns and kind of smiles like, yep, we're the same in a way. Solaria, they all kind of give an odd look to Delphina, like, okay.
I guess technically she's your great, and it keeps on going for a while.
As you're doing that,
aunt.
she's motioning with her hand like, yeah, it's a lot. And she looks back at them like, oh yeah, it's I've been here a while. And then turning to them, it is very much like, all right. Well, you've done one of our sisters a great service then. I suppose we must thank you. So, thank you.
Oh, it was no problem at all. That's awful
That's
being trapped in
helping
a
us.
picture for eternity.
One can imagine so, yes. What precisely brings you here, though? Was it by your request or by this one's?
I don't remember. Did we ask?
I think we had to go here for the closest portal thingy,
Why did we want the portals again?
because it would allow us to go over the entire island in like hours.
So with that, Delphina nods to you guys and nods back and says, yes, I wanted to help them for saving me. And being entirely unaware of your new hierarchy, I was hoping they could use the tunnels. And she gives them a look like, the tunnels. And the three of them look at each other like, I don't know. Are you sure we can entirely trust them with this? Oh, yes, of course. They're good people, trust me. They didn't need to help me. They were very, very pleasant about it. They don't seem too violent either. From what I gathered, they really don't like Svarku, especially the small one. Well, if we were to ask the three of you to help us with something, would you turn us down?
No, I have no problem with that.
I guess it depends what the thing is, but assuming it's within our possibilities, sure.
She points just beyond you, past the very large individual kind of flumping around, and she says, of course. Past him, there are some beasts. Normally the large one is sleeping. I'm not entirely sure what woke it up. I would assume it's the intruders. They do not belong here. They should not be here. Yet they are here all the same. They are merely animals, beasts we cannot control. And, well, not that your lives are not, but I'm sure you can understand there are a few of us. Our lives are precious, and we are quite busy with, well, she kind of motions everything around her. One of our own, not one of us, but... And then she motions behind you, Sarabi, and you see one of the little water imps has kind of snuck up to you, and it's like poking your bag.
I clutch my bag.
It looks up at you and smiles. It's like a big, dumb, shit-eating smile. Like, eh!
Bubbles?
Hey, I found these fair and square. Finders keepers.
And it's kind of just rocking to the side, then looks at you like and just smiles again. And Slary says, one of their kind was unfortunately lost back there. Sadly, they're still drawn to it, as are we. But, well, being little tricksters, and they like to have fun. Unfortunately, one was lost back there. If you could bring him back and maybe help quell the beasts ever so slightly, that would help.
Do you know what kind of beasts they are?
Indeed. They're large, crystalline monsters. Impossible to miss.
Ooh, crystalline.
Indeed. They burrow in holes, so please keep your wits about you.
And the big guy, he's a friend, right?
No, he's not an enemy. Consider it more of a force of nature.
Do we try to sneak around him, or...?
That's entirely up to you.
If
Well,
at all
it's-
possible, yes.
It's normally sleeping. We can normally walk past it when we need to. Unfortunately, now that it's awake, I'd rather not take the chance. I'm sure you can understand.
Yeah.
And Tilo steps forward and says, also, on top of all that, we'll be blunt, we want to see if you're competent. In battle, of course.
Fair enough.
The three of them smile at you and just sort of say, yeah, we've got all day, so whenever you guys would like. But, don't take too long. The little guy should be safe for a while, but if he gets in trouble.
Yeah.
All right, away we go.
All right, and
Just
with
gonna
that,
walk up to the big guy and see how he reacts at all.
I will
If
also
I try
pat
to
the-
walk past him.
I also want to pat the little guy in the head as I walk by.
sure. Delphine gives you guys a quick bow and almost a little too excitedly, skips past the three leaders to go talk to the other sisters in the back. And she's like, company. Alrighty, the little water boy slowly starts to follow you, Sarabi. How close do you get to the large lad, Lekka?
I'm going to try to get. Is he in the middle of the room right now, or in a corner more?
He's kind of bouncing off the walls. He was rubbing himself against this wall, and then he kind of moved over this way, and he kind of looked at the corpse over here and went then moved back over this way. He's obnoxious, right in the path.
I would try to see if I can just walk past him along a corner while watching him.
Okay. Are you interacting with him at all, or?
That depends how he interacts with me, honestly. If he just watches me, I'm gonna ignore him.
Alrighty.
If he seems to be doing the what's it called, the doggy head tilt, what's this? I might ask him, talk to him, be nice to him,
Sure.
give him a good belly rub.
As you guys get a bit closer, the sheer size of this lad is quite apparent to you. This one is about 14 feet long and about 4 feet tall. So he's pretty low to the ground, but he big, he wide, and he's kind of looking about and then as he sees you get close, he's just staring directly at you just no thoughts whatsoever. And you walk up to kind of give him a little pet, or you walk past him first?
I mean, it depends how he reacts. I'm gonna try to walk past him along the edge.
Okay, like I said, he's literally staring at you no brain. whatsoever. He's just staring at you.
I keep walking.
All right. Slowly, this lad just kind of watches like a walking around him. And he lets out a, and then as you kind of finish walking around him, he looks over at you, Sarabi.
Oh, good boy.
I will follow.
All right, and with that, Aldrin's kind of sneak on past with you. It doesn't really seem to do anything until you get past it, and it kind of quickly, for its speed, turns around and takes a step or two towards you, Sarabi, and kind of gives you a sniff.
I
And there's no
will.
hand on his head.
Yeah, I will hold out my hand to let him. Like the toothless thing.
He bumps into your hand, and then he looks at Aldrin. Aldrin kind of like, all right, pet too, sure.
Oh, so cute.
It just kind of gives you guys a look and turns back around and looks at the corpse again and just kind of rubs himself against this wall.
Nice guy.
Looking, I love that guy. Looking through this room, though, a very
Wonder what he
different.
I wonder what he eats.
As you ask that, you hear him chomping into the corpse.
Yeah, okay. Wait, of the crystalline thing?
Yeah.
No. Well, on our way back, we can give him some snacks.
He's digging the nonsense in. He's getting into it. Right around the corner, though, you all see relatively familiar. Now, this is not exactly like the other ones you've seen, as all the spikes are instead replaced with crystal. But this looks like one of the Widar you guys have seen before, the Boneback Widar. Instead of bone, though,
No.
these ones are covered in crystal. Other than that, they're essentially exactly the same. This back area is relatively warm compared to where you guys just were. There's like some heat pumping up through the holes that they dug, and there's a pretty good amount of holes, at least 10 or so. Some huge, some relatively small. Just up ahead in this area. Yes?
So you said the back was made from crystal, right?
The what?
The backs?
Correct, yeah.
Would you say that they're mostly inorganic?
Uh,
Or is it just like their backs that's crystal?
So if you look at the image, there's basically they kind of like a spine made of crystal, and then their claws are basically crystal. So they're similar to the boneback Widar, so boneback, crystalback, basically that, yeah. And they're kind of looking around and sniffing.
I asked this for a reason. You'll see why.
Yeah, sure. And there's only a few here. They're kind of just chilling and doing their thing. This area just up ahead, once again, is completely covered in crystals, the wall, the floor, the ceiling, everything. There's more colors here, though. You got pink, lavender, yellow. They're flickering. A ton are fallen from the ceiling, so there's just a ton of shrapnel everywhere. Big enough to hide behind easily, big enough to pick up and bring somewhere else, and some are way too large to move. The floors themselves are scarred with what seems to be maybe a battle at some point in the past. You can also see that they probably sharpen themselves on the various crystals, on the stone wall here. It definitely stinks back here, though. They probably relieve themselves back here. Some fights have broken out back here, so you see various pools of blood, things of that nature. And then there's, like I said, there's a whole bunch of rough holes in the walls and the floor, about 10 feet across.
Are these monster-shaped holes?
I mean, they're standing next to the hole, so yeah. And they're kind of just like roaming about, like digging out the hole a bit larger, sharpening their claws on the crystal, things of that nature.
All right. So I'm
Fireball?
going to need someone to draw them out.
Aldrin, go!
No, I choose you.
All right, when you say draw them out, what do you mean?
Lump them up into a nice big group. As
Alrighty.
many of them as possible. And preferably not be inside that big group.
Alrighty, so you'd like Aldrin to run in and gain their attention?
Yeah, I believe.
I mean, if he wants to, I can probably do it from a range myself, technically. Actually, I know I can do it from a range myself. All right, watch this. I'm going to run in
Okay.
and make a lot of sound.
All right, when you say make a lot of sound, are you just like screaming?
I'm going to cast Thunderclap in a random area.
That's definitely a choice. Does that emanate from you, or is that a...
It's the one that I can move around, I believe. It can be heard up to 100 feet, yeah.
That's a lot,
It's
yeah.
within- yeah.
Okay. Well, definitely here. Are you hitting them with it, or are you just making a sound?
I guess I'll hit one of them with it
Okay.
and make a lot of sound. But the idea is that I run away and get as much of them around me as possible.
I hide behind this rock.
All right, do you want Aldrin anywhere particular? Since he's your guys' frontliner.
Yeah, I mean, just have him in front of Sarabi, because
Okay.
I'll be moving back.
Okay. Yeah. Primarily asking that. Are you running back to us, or you're running... Because it does go further in.
Well, I won't be running is the issue.
Of course, you're going to warp back, yeah.
I also have the fireball staff at the ready.
All right, perfect. So they'll chill back here for you. You already roll with initiative? With advantage. So, go ahead and roll me initiative, please. As you rush in, which one are you annoying? Daniel can delay his
the
turn.
one right in front of me.
The one right in front of you. All right, go ahead and do it. They're kind of half ignoring you guys. You guys were at the entrance. You can tell that as you guys were moving in, they weren't entirely sure if you guys were with the big monster. You know they're very apprehensive of getting close to it, so they're kind of just hanging back. And a blast of thunder.
That's a nice DC.
That was a very nice save. My God, with a 23, he saves.
He doesn't take any damage, but it doesn't matter because it made a little noise.
It made a shit ton of noise. And no matter what, everyone takes half damage, regardless. So we're doing that. So, whomp. All right. Thunder just like shoots off instantly. It kind of just like, I wasn't sure what you were doing, but you rushed at it post haste, freaked it out, and all of them, potentially others, well, you've got their attention. You can hear your thunder echo through their little caves as well.
Daniel isn't gonna do anything right now.
He can delay till after your turn if you want. That's your turn. So you thunderclapping is your turn. So it's technically your turn right now.
That's fine. I can do him after me. I am just going to, I don't know, can I hear like other ones skittering out at this point? Or
you don't hear them skittering as of current, but you could presume that more will more might come out. It definitely depends.
Now the issue is that I need to have as many of them near me as possible. This guy is lost, which is good. These two guys are definitely going to reach me. So I'm going to go here, get myself nice and, surrounded.
Okay.
And I'm going to, how does a ready spell work? I need to be concentrating on it, right?
You use your action to ready a spell, and then you're concentrating, correct. But you already used your action to cast a cantrip.
No, okay. Then I guess I'm going to have to use my bonus action to do something. Actually, did it also add the... Yes, it did, okay. Bonus action, I'm going to cry in this corner. And I guess I'm going to have to hope that I don't die.
That's a fair hope. After you move, you want Daniel doing anything?
I don't think he can do anything to help me in this situation, can he?
Not necessarily, no. I mean, he can move in and distract one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I still want them to be in my area.
Okay.
I guess I'll have him on standby to help Eldrin or something.
Sure thing. Boy can float there. Alrighty, you shockwave, piss the boy off. You definitely have all of their attention. 100%. And as you do, the one in the back screeches, runs, let's say, let me double check how this functions. Okay. So he runs to this wide hour here, and you see the one in front of it kind of crouch down, allowing this one to leap off of its back and land next to you.
That's cheating.
All right, leapfrog. Hey, you succeeded. Nice. All right, it flies at you with both of its spikes extended, attempting to pin you against the wall. Fortunately, you do indeed succeed on this. So you only take half damage. I don't think you did succeed, but I don't think it's prone or anything. No, it is just indeed damage. All right. So basically, it flings itself towards you, and it's now snarling as you just barely dive out of the way. All right, Aldrin being here. Do you want him to run in and slap the one far away, or are you trying to get all their attention so you can yeet out?
I mean, he can run forward, but not too far.
Okay, so don't...
So, like, up to about the one that I attack, basically.
Okay, so don't draw aggro, basically? Just, like, move over here-ish and, like, wait?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he can draw aggro, but make sure that they don't run or try to surround him.
Okay, fair enough. We'll say he'll move behind...
I don't want to hit him, basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah, good point. We'll move, like, behind the crystals, and he'll basically ready an action, if he needs to, of course, near here in case a dude comes out. All right, and then the next one, we'll rush on in. Blades drawn, if you will. And first and foremost, he's going to attempt to sweep the leg. All right, you do indeed succeed, good sir. And after the leg sweep, he's going to attempt to bite you.
Huzzah.
All right, its teeth clamp down. You roll out of the way, just barely dodging. And the creature is snarling at you. So, Robbie, we have a bad case of boy. Damn, nice save on that strength, by the way. That is not your stat. That was a good roll.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not dead yet.
Did I roll max damage on a missed attack? Holy shit, I did. Playing 1d4 too. Hilarious.
I mean, I'm still gonna die at this rate. Wait, you only casted it on one person?
That's a charisma save, right?
Yeah.
So retarget the other two? Alrighty, they all succeeded except for the one in the back. Wait. He has indeed been baned. All right, with a -1, he succeeded like 3 times in a row. Statistically improbable, but whatever. Okay, cool. So, Bane.
That's D for you.
Yep, subtract 1d4 from all saving throws and attacks for 1 minute. Your Bane actually hit 2 whole-ass dudes. So, Robbie, where will you stay? Here? What you say?
You don't have to get too close.
Yeah, you can take cover at various locations.
Out of fireball range at least, and keep in mind that there's probably going to be more than spawning.
Yeah, I'll say where I am.
Okay.
And also, remind you that I won't be here for much longer.
Excellent.
Whether I die or not, I won't be.
Oh my god. Okay.
Alrighty, and with that, a quick incantation. The one that's able to shake it off will rush towards you, Lekka. And is this a reaction that you're using? Or is it something on your turn?
No, it's something on my turn.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, hopefully you can block. All right, good sir.
Hopefully he doesn't hit too hard. I can shield still.
You can indeed still shield. All right, ready for hook?
Actually, I could have done something specific, but yeah, I'm going to shield that. Wait, does it work? No, probably not.
No, shield brings you up by 5. Oh,
it would have been 17, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's only, what does it do?
It's a smidgen's worth of damage. Well, sorry, it's 8, unfortunately, with a hit, but it also knocks you prone.
Yeah, that's fine. I can cast this while prone.
Excellent. Good.
Like, I'll be prone after the teleport, but sure, that doesn't matter.
That should be fine. And then, while you're down there, he's trying to take a bite out of you. Pray to God this doesn't swing too high. Well,
no, it definitely did.
Sometimes the math disagrees. All right. As you're on the floor, technically he would have had advantage, so I would have rolled twice, but that's fine. He will take a massive chomp out of you. But how far are you from Aldrin? I say I can prepare an action to throw a healing word at you after it's this thing's turn. All right, seeing that they have indeed felled you, the creatures will turn to Aldrin to take a bite. Would you like Daniel to move first before Aldrin does his thing?
Yes. Actually, he can move 60 feet, right?
60, correct, yeah. 60 in a straight line unless he flies up.
No, I mean, he's definitely flying up anyway, so...
Alrighty, Daniel shoots on in forward, kind of hiding, doing his thing, no one really knows he's there. So, as he comes in to drop the help action, Aldrin, with his held action, go ahead and throws a quick heal to you, Lekka. You are indeed still prone, but you're back amongst the land of the living. As you stand, the creatures around you, what do you do?
Just as planned. I say...
Pukes blood everywhere.
Yeah. Now, the issue is that I'm going to hit myself with this.
That's fine. I can just click around you. Thunderstep, baby! Thunder. All right,
it is also incredibly loud.
Yes, 300 feet away. Oh my god.
Yep.
So much noise. Okay, I will go through individually who takes their damage. It's 3d10, and that rolled 13. Not great, but regardless. Damage for you, good sir. All 3 of them fail. Thunder washes across them. They all take the full 13 damage as you yeet yourself. How many feet? 60? 90?
Yes. I can yeet myself 90 feet, but I went here. That should be more than close enough.
Beautiful. All right, you fling yourself off to the side, good sir. Excellent.
It is 90 feet, right?
The creature's looking around very confused right now.
It used to say that. I can't remember now. Yeah. Anyway, before I did that, I did something else.
Okay.
I let out a tiny roar. The thing is that above me, that went off, and a massive electrical dragon basically roared in their face. All our attacks against them have advantage for the next round.
Excellent. All right. So remember, waifu, any attack against them, so not saving throw. If you attack them, you have advantage.
I'm still prone, so I'm going to use the 15 feet of movement to stand up.
Sure thing.
And that should be my turn.
Excellent. Well, this boy is very unhappy with all that. Aldrin already used his nonsense. We already have advantage on them. I did say advantage can stack. I'm okay with that. So this one's going to go ahead and run, and it's going to run past. Oh no, he can do the thing. He's going to do the thing. He's going to piggyback off this guy and launch himself towards Aldrin, landing here. I cast Leapfrog.
I really hate that I also roll initiative last. Always.
I mean, for a caster, that's not bad.
What? I'm always last.
Well,
enemies can get into position, and then you can blast all of them at the same time.
Definitely, but she's kind of a buff caster, so I think
that's true.
She wants to hit you guys up first. Unfortunately, otherwise it is definitely very true. So I believe it's all attacks have advantage, right?
In that case, you can
straight up
do a surprise round and just do stuff before we do stuff.
For this whole round, every attack is advantage. That's bonkers. Okay, so it's gonna flip.
It is insanely strong, and I can use it 3 times per long rest, I believe. Yeah.
So it's gonna flip on over, and it's going to.
I mean, I have to put myself in relative danger, so
yeah. It doesn't know where you are, but it saw some bullshit from you, so he can't use his action. He's going to run on over to you, and Aldrin's going to whomp him in the ass on the way out, mainly because he's not really focused on him, so have a little a butt poke. That was with advantage. That was with advantage. That's unfortunate.
Oh, you rolled a net 1.
Hell yeah. Twice? A 1 and a 6.
No.
Ooh, not great, not great. All right, creature moves into position. Aldrin. So many options. Okay.
Actually, is this with the plus whatever for the double advantage?
With +2, that would have been 16.
16.
Nope, that's still a missed.
Too bad.
Yeah.
That's some high AC.
What is his thing called again? Echo. Keep calling it something else. Okay. Well, I have my reaction back. That's great. I'm going to throw my Echo over here so it can hit either of them when they move. I need to stay within 30 feet of the Echo where it dies.
Is the Echo immune to anything?
Probably certain things, yeah. I'm not entirely sure what, but...
Like, for instance, a sudden loud ringing noise?
But what would the ringing noise do mechanically?
Shatter them.
He dies to, like, 1 damage, doesn't he?
Correct. If it does damage, then he's not immune to that.
It definitely does damage.
Yeah, so if it does damage, it'll definitely hit him. All right, Aldrin will rush on in now that they're cornered. We have advantage, baby. And I leveled, baby, so I get 2 attacks.
Didn't you already have 2 attacks?
No, he's had 1 attack this entire time.
Oh, right, he's multiclassing.
Yeah, multiclassing for that heal that we definitely needed. All right, with 2 quick blows to the creature, it is now bloodied. It screams out in pain. All right, this one here is not really feeling this general situation. It's going to weasel its way around.
You're a fighter. He's a fighter, right?
He's a fighter cleric, correct.
Yeah, so he can action surge.
You should be able to, yeah. So he's going to weasel his way that way. The clone's going to go ahead and whack him with an opportunity attack. And then, since they are flanking as they are, it's going to attack Aldrin. First with the hook, of course. Well, critical damage, but also a critical save. All right, I just rolled 2 nat 20s. That is something else. First stack attempts a sweep, fails. Now he goes for the bite. I thought I saw another crit. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Why am I getting so many of these? All right, he narrowly dodges the bite as he slaps him in the face with his shield. All right, Sarami, your friend is kind of surrounded. What do you do?
It even has advantage as well.
Well, there's a scary thing right in front of me.
Indeed. Every attack against them has advantage. All right, go ahead and summon your
spiritual weapon.
Go ahead and summon your spiritual weapon.
Ooh, it popped up.
Beautiful. And I think you rolled max damage. You did roll max damage. Nice. So 12 damage as the scythe comes raking down. All right, that was a bonus action, Sarabi.
It's also a spell, so you can cast another spell.
You
Unless it's a cantrip.
Oh my god.
That's nice.
Yes, it is. That is a critical produce flame. 4d8.
I like these dice. It's a 1, an 8, a 4, and a 5.
Just slowly,
Yeah, I see that.
Just slowly building on up.
The highest, the lowest, and the 2 middle ones.
Love it. Law of averages. We nailed it. Alrighty, with 2 quick strikes, this creature is almost felled. And you indeed have passed your turn over to this boy here. All right, this one is bloodied. Oh, God. All right, fake sneeze, my favorite. Absolutely the best thing ever. Alrighty, in this position, I believe is until your turn. We got that nonsense. So he's going to go for the usual, opening with a hook. Another critical hit. I'm getting really lucky on this. He unfortunately fails and will be knocked prone as they sweep the leg. And then fangs bared. He'll go for the bite. Another powerful strike as the creature sinks its fangs into Aldrin's arm. He shakes it off.
Does he, though? Because he's dead on my tree.
For a second, until it bites down on him again, drags him across the floor, and turns to you guys.
I was going to ask him to move down,
direction.
but he can't exactly move down when he's down.
Alrighty, it's Daniel's turn.
These guys hit really hard.
So it's going to be more of them, probably. Daniel's going to come back and, I don't know, use the help action on this guy in front of us.
Okay.
Beginning of my turn, their thingy should fall off, I believe.
Yep.
Draconic Cry. Yeah, I'm just going to cast it on the big guy in front of us, I guess.
Alrighty, he fails.
Now, the thing is, do his spines count as inorganic material?
Very much so, they're made of crystal.
A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage if the spell is in the area, blah, blah, blah. A creature made of non-organic materials such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on the saving throw. He already failed.
Well, he can't critically
It doesn't
fail,
matter.
so he will go ahead and regular fail that. And as the shatter goes off, once again, more sound, because why the hell not? The crystals on its back erupt and explode. You're able to shield your face, Sarabi, as you're pelted with hunks of crystal and chunks of this creature's flesh, and it falls dead before you.
I actually am going to use my meta magic to make that a bonus action. And then I'm going to chuck something else, a cantrip, at the other guy.
Snarling, the creature rushes towards you, and you cast.
Ray of Frost, I guess. It misses.
It soars over his shoulder. You rolled really high, though, and he's still taking half that. And he just barely dodges. He kind of scoots off to the side. And now that he sees where you are, Lekka, the creature's like, I remember you. I killed you. And then you screamed at me with your feet.
You didn't kill me hard enough. Also, why are they coming here? Where's Elgin?
He's dead.
In the distance, you hear him make a death save.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, scurrying past this way. will move into position and leapfrog. Whoop! Leapfrogging again, this creature will fling itself across the arena, landing near you, Lekka, and asking very politely if you could do a dex save for him. A success!
Yes. Yes, I can.
Okay, so it will not kill you, but it will bring you pretty damn low as you just barely dodge this thing's blades rake across your shoulder.
That's some high rolls on this part.
Scarily high, actually. Sarabi, your friend next to you is at death's door. Your friend across the way is somewhere. Who knows where he is? You got two boys. What are you going to do?
Oh, boy.
If I wasn't a small race, I could help you out, but sadly I can't.
Who you got bolting? The guy next to you? Or next
Yeah,
to you?
the one next to Lekka.
All right, unfortunately, he's able to just barely dodge out of the way of that. He's not bloodied, but he will take half that damage.
Triggered.
Very triggered. I almost went to attack this. He literally can't attack it. Okay.
My Guardian Bolt never misses.
When you roll a 4,
It's because I have that juicy crit.
use an inspiration to reroll it if you want.
You know what? I didn't even think about that.
Did you want to?
Yes.
You rolled an 11 initially. I'll keep the
You
18
still have,
damage.
4 inspirations, actually.
You have 4, correct.
We haven't even used inspiration in so long, I forgot we even had it.
All right, unfortunately, that is indeed still a miss. I'll take the higher damage.
Okay.
All right, this boy here did indeed go for a bite and a hook, and both of them missed. You only take half damage from those, as the snarling bastard will kind of sit there and stare at you. Mr. Daniel, what will you do?
You'll use the help action on, well, me, I guess, to attack this guy to the right of Sarabi. And I am going to use him to cast Lightning Rig.
Ooh.
That sounds cool.
Do I use a leveled version of it? You know what? Let's do that. Wow, that's terrible.
Oh, that was with advantage. An attempt was definitely made.
I'm going to use a, what's it called? The sorcery point thingy. You know, the thing I have.
Indeed.
To make that a bonus action anyway.
Being a sorcerer.
I keep forgetting I have Tempestuous Magic, actually. I'm going to use my Tempestuous Magic to fling myself 10 feet away.
Sure thing.
And then I'm going to use my normal action to cast another cantrip, I guess. Clearly my Ray of Frost didn't help.
Ooh. All right, and that is which one?
The one next to Kiara's Sarabi.
Same thing.
I should have him targeted.
You do, yes. Okay, cool.
Is
Excellent.
Shocking Grasp a touch spell?
I believe so, yeah. Shocking grasp,
Yeah,
as such.
Yeah, then I'll just say that Daniel cast it for me.
Sure, yeah, definitely. Daniel goes on the warpath and just absolutely rips this dude apart with 2 quick blows. He severs this beast and brings him to the floor. Just echoes out through the halls.
And I'm gonna run.
Sounds good. Alrighty, you see Aldrin not necessarily crawling, but he's attempting
Yeah. He's down.
to stay awake. And it's difficult, but oh, hello.
It's a very average roll.
Let's see.
Yes.
The definition
What was
of
his
average.
first roll, actually?
18.
Nice.
He rolled very good. Yeah, it was really solid.
He seems to be doing alright-ish.
All right, there's just a pile of corpses here, and this thing's not really feeling that, so it is going to absolutely book it down this hole. It just runs, just zooms, and dives into the hole.
For real?
For real. It assesses the situation and doesn't want to be here anymore, so it runs away.
Probably going to get more of his friends.
It is taking your turn, Sarabi. What do you do? All right, a quick heal to your ally. He's again breathing and up.
All right. Well, in case he gets more friends, I still have my staff ready.
Indeed, you do. All right, seeing as all the enemy is gone, we're back at the top of the turn order. Are you guys doing any particular to suss out if there are more enemies, or are we just kind of waiting?
Hey, Lekka.
I want to... Which hole did he go in?
The upper left hole. Just dove on in headfirst.
I want to, like, look down the hole and see if it's a nice straight line.
It isn't straight down, but it's a very clean hole. It goes down maybe 30, 40 feet and then turns.
What about the other holes? Are they also...
They're pretty straight down, you can tell. Now, not like 90 degrees. Some are closer to like a 45, but they've been working on these for a while.
See, I could just shoot a bunch of lightning down there and hope I hit them, and then we run away.
How fast does your infinite water pour?
Not that fast. I'll
Can they even
try
be
it, I
drowned,
guess.
I guess is the question.
Probably not. I mean, we are basically in a watery cave right now.
That is true.
All right, what do y'all do?
I mean, I guess we're done here.
Are we though?
Do you want to wait till more come?
No, I don't. But we were looking for one of the small little guys, right? So do you see him anywhere?
Oh, yeah.
Looking
Little
down
guy.
Quick flyby.
southeast.
Little guy.
Looking down southeast of where you currently are, you hear some skittering, something moving around, splashing in the water, and
Daniel, go take a look.
one of the lads kind of pops around the corner, and another one pops out from behind some rocks. They're both kind of looking at you.
Hey, there was supposed to be one of you back here.
They look at each other and look back at you.
I will, stand aside and motion with my arms to go. All the all clear. Hurry up, go, go, go.
Peering around the corners, they look at the holes, and they're kind of hiding behind the crystals. They don't want to move.
Can I go pick one up?
They see all the blood. They're still looking about. They're very much giving you the, I don't feel safe. I don't like it.
Just run real quick. I'll run beside you, I swear. They'll attack me first.
All right, Robbie, roll me persuasion with advantage. You're using your body language. Tell them we need to be going now, good sir. Alrighty, with a 26, you're somehow able to convey to them that, like, hey, let's get to going, friendo. And initially they're like about to go back in the water, but you do a certain something, maybe a certain shaky shake, and
a shake of the tailor tails.
Yeah, they understand tail, fortunately for you. And with that, they kind of begin. All right, looking around, being real careful, moving alongside the walls, staying away from the holes. You hear some echoing and rustling throughout the holes, but they're like, okay. They see the big boy here, and they kind of move around him, and they both run up to the north. And the big lad's kind of just like moseying around. And he gets a little closer to the hole. He's kind of looking at y'all.
Why didn't you help, big guy? Are you not like a guard dog or something?
He looks a little more tired now.
I'm gonna toss one of the corpses to him.
Okay. They're quite heavy.
Oh, slowly drag one of the corpses to him.
They're pretty big. As you do, one of these shattered ones, as there's less crystal, less weight, he kind of moves on over and starts munging on him.
Give him a head pat and I walk past him.
Digs its muzzle into the corpse and starts digging on in. Aldrin also head pats.
I will also head pat.
All right. He's having himself a feast. And behind you guys, you definitely heard maybe some come up through, but they're not going to go past this big boy.
Now that we're safe, I'm never doing that again.
It wasn't that bad.
I only died twice, almost.
Oh, speaking of
dying,
I continue dying.
You're a little less dead now.
I guess this is where prayer of healing would be great.
But it's 10 minutes. So I'll just sit down. Do you want to sit down or go straight back to the ladies?
Yeah, I mean, 10 minutes is enough to do a short rest, right?
Is it 10 minutes?
10 minutes for your heal?
For a short rest.
Of course, yeah.
And the real question is, can you cast it during a short rest?
No, that probably is. I don't think I'm short resting for that because it's a cast.
I would say mainly because you're focusing for the whole 10 minutes. No, because you're intensively casting for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Other than that, you guys are definitely safe in this area. Aldrin's been prone the entire time. He's just dragging himself along the floor like a slug. You all head back to the ladies.
I mean, I guess the question is, do we want to go to them all beat up or take a little extra time to beat ourselves up?
I mean, we can take the short rest while talking to them, I guess. Talking is a not very intense activity, right?
Indeed. As y'all move on over, they were seemingly discussing something with Delphina. She's kind of, getting them all situated for what she was doing back in the day. And as they've loosened up quite a bit, they see the three of you come crawling back and, well, you definitely had a bit of an issue.
I'm fine. What are you talking about?
You look great. You're doing so well, you're just focusing. And Solaria takes a step forward and says, "Can I assume the issue was taken care of?"
The little guys are rescued.
Indeed. I saw them scamper around the corner. They seemed quite happy. How'd you convince them to leave?
I have my ways. And I'll flick my tails.
Wonderful. And what did you think of our little beasties?
A little scary.
I agree.
The big one or the small ones?
The smaller ones are infestation.
Yeah, definitely nasty.
I would agree. It seems they've been taken care of for now. I'm sure you can imagine this has been an issue for quite some time. They just keep burrowing up. We're not entirely sure where they're coming from, but I do appreciate your help. Without a second thought, you assisted us. And you can tell Tito's kind of checking you guys out. From a distance, you could actually tell she was less interested in discussing whatever it was with Delphina, and she was kind of watching you guys fight from just over yonder. As you guys approached, she was already looking down that way.
Oh my.
I'm not used in fighting small areas, though.
She gives you a very approving nod, as in to say, good job. Daphne does as well. Or Daphne, sorry. And Solaria speaks up, saying, Delphina let me know that you were interested in utilizing our tunnel system.
Yeah, so it would save quite a lot of time trying to complete our goals.
For what purpose?
Well, we want to get off the island. And the only way to do that is getting rid of Swarku, apparently.
And we need the ogre's help to do that. And I think we've convinced the lizards to help.
Yeah, to a degree.
Did you speak with the Goa or the Kiru?
Goa, I believe.
We talked to both.
Yes. I mean, the Kiru didn't want to fight because they have, they just don't want to fight.
Yeah, we talked to both. The Goa will join the fight, but the Kiru are not.
We managed
interested.
to convince the Goa to have a, well, little challenge.
That was quite smart of you. And when is this occurring?
What did we say, like 2 weeks from now or something?
Yeah, I think 2 weeks, but how many days ago was that?
At this point, like 4 days, 5 days.
So, week and a half?
He has a
See,
nod
this is
at
why I
that.
said we should have just taken a globally recognizable event like a full moon or something.
Well, I think technically we did, right?
We did, yeah. The moons will be up by
Did we?
then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we can
let's
just say that.
that.
The
Alright.
next full moonish.
All three of them nod approvingly at this. They seem pretty impressed. They said, well, all right then. We've not attempted to elicit their assistance. Those ladies can be quite difficult to speak with.
Sorry, ladies?
Yes, they go are all female.
What?
You didn't know that?
No.
Did you not tell?
You couldn't tell? What?
I'm a little rusty on my lizard genders.
You realized I'm a guy, right?
Yes, you are very very boyish, Lekka.
She turns to you like, what?
I mean, Lekka is a female now.
Well, the Goa are actually quite interesting. How much do you know about them? You spoke
They
with them,
seem to-
yes?
They seem to take strength above all,
And honor.
and other straight fights, nothing sneaky.
Interesting.
And apparently they like fighting with, they like proving themselves, even throwing themselves into death if they have to.
Quite true. You seemed somewhat surprised, Sarabi. Would you like a little bit of extra information? You seem to be interested in that kind of thing.
Why, yes, I am. Please share.
Did you know that Goa can, well, gender isn't really a thing for them. They can alter themselves via various rituals.
Oh.
Indeed. It's how they can fertilize their young. From what I've gathered, they feel most comfortable, as they currently are, but they're able to switch up parts, if you will, in order to bring more offspring into the world.
Wow, that's incredibly useful.
It is.
I agree, though. Being a woman is the best.
And all the narrators are very like, yes, of course.
No comment.
Well, I would say, although we just met you, I'd like to think the three of you are quite trustable. We don't think Delphina would have just allowed you in here for nothing, unless you're quite good at your little ruse. And that would prove, well, most fatal for your group if you were lying. And I don't find that worth it, yes?
I will say I'm pretty good at ruses, but this island is not one of those situations.
Fair enough. Your little friend here actually convinced us to allow you to use our tunnels. She mentioned you already have one of our bracelets, yes?
Yeah, I found it in an ogre shop, believe it or not.
We most likely made it for them. We do have various deals with the ogres. You see, our overall goals coincide.
The shop owner had no idea what it did or where it came from.
Well, we tend to tell them to keep things under wraps. We found this.
That's fair.
Yes, they're quite vague in where they find or acquire certain items. We help them, they help us. I won't lie, a lot of the times we'll just make things that look fancy, or as if they would service some alien purpose. We give them to the ogres, they'll sell them to unwitting fools, and, well, profits?
I've probably fallen for that trick several times because I like pretty things, but I like pretty things, so what's the harm?
The bracelet is quite nice, I will agree. Fortunately, we can bestow you with 2 more of them.
Wow, that is amazing. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. You've helped us, risking life and limb. Those creatures back there are quite dangerous.
Yes, I noticed.
She nods at that, like, very seriously, like, that wasn't just some small bug y'all stomped out. Hopefully, that will keep them away from us for quite some time. That large one over there, they seem to fear it, fortunately.
Yes, he seems to enjoy them very much.
Good.
Looking back as he takes another bite.
Yeah, he's actually moving further on into the room, just slowly eating their corpses. And any that were in there, you can hear off in the distance, skittering and scattering as they are moving away back into their holes. The creature's quite lazy and sleeps frequently, unfortunately, so it can't play guardian all the time. Regardless.
Kind of weird that it doesn't want to attack us, though. Only the crystal things.
Oh no, they're quite docile. Rarely would they ever attack, unless provoked. From what we've gathered, they will not strike.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, one would have to be a fool to strike one of those calm animals. They're also, from what we've gathered, quite difficult to actually harm. Borderline invulnerable, one might say.
Well, looking at it, I can see why.
She smiles widely at that. And Delphina happily kind of rushes over to you guys and hands you, Lekka, and Aldrin your own little bracelet. So everyone now has one. And she looks on back and says, Delphina has decided she will most likely spend some time here for now. But if you all wish... And Daphne walks on forward, and she hands out to you, Sarabi, what looks like a small shell. It is arced and has 2 holes in it. One at the tip and then one at the midpoint.
This is pretty. May I inquire as to its purpose?
She motions for you to hold your hand out so that she can give it to you, and she says, but of course, were you to place this item underwater and blow into it, similar to a whistle, if we are nearby, you can call us for assistance.
Oh.
You see these tunnels we're gaining you access to. You can't just use them. You will require one of us. I don't think you can swim that fast.
Unfortunately, no. My tails do weigh me down just a bit.
And she laughs at that and says, well, this is a product of my own creation, and I would like you all to have it.
I'll take it. Thank you.
All right, Daphne smiles at that and heads back into the ranks. They say, as long as one of our sisters are nearby, we'll gladly help you. It is quite simple, really. Just hang on and let the magic take its course. On average, it should take about 4, sometimes more, hours to go from location to location, but it is quite soothing. You will not drown, of course, as you'll be underwater. Maybe use that time to reflect on future plans and your lives.
There's a lot of time to think, isn't it?
She nods at that, like, knowingly yes, but holding up a hand saying, true, but it's better than walking, 16, 20, a whole day to get across?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Now, there is one lake that we are currently disconnected from. It is to the northwest of the island. Something has severed the magic there, and we've spoken with the ogres, and apparently they're working on it, whatever it may be.
Interesting.
The others should be open to you, though. There is one here. There's one near where I believe you were stated to land. And
the city?
No.
Is it the deep
pool? The entrance.
Near the very large, well, I guess the other
cliff.
Large female elf, correct, statue. Just north of it, actually.
Another one. Was there another one here?
The statues, yes, there are quite a few in the city.
Nah, in the city, of course.
I'm excited to see them.
So there's 2 of them?
Statues?
No, the portals.
There are quite a few, actually. Let me check. There's
one here and one next to our entrance, and the unconnected one, which is where we know it is.
Yeah.
So there should be 3, potentially 4, but there should be 3. There's one where you guys are now. There is the one you guys saw, which is directly north of the elf statue, and there's the one in the upper left-hand corner that she says currently is severed. But basically, you guys can warp from here, basically to where Tusk is, in just 4 hours.
Yeah.
Wait, so there's only north and south, not including the disconnected one?
Yeah. And then once that one's open, all 3 will be connected.
So there isn't a lake southwest?
There might be, but I need to double check the notes. So there might be one nearby. Other than that, yeah, she basically says as long as there is one of the areas nearby, they will gladly help you. Just blow the whistle.
Okay, great.
Oh, actually, I do believe there was a... You have the map you've been sketching, right?
Of course.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. There was a lake or a pool somewhere you guys went to, then kind of pieced out because you didn't want to mess with it too much. There's also one there. It's near the center of the island. I just forgot where it was. So I'll have to jot that down.
Near the center of the island?
It was with that big bug, right?
I think there's one near the big bug, and there's also one. I actually think there's one. Oh, there's one next to the Ogre Island. There was a pool that you guys were uncertain as to what it was. I think that's another one of them.
Okay, so there's a whole bunch.
There's a whole bunch. Like I said, I just need to mark down what each one are. I'll probably mark them on the what's for you.
The one that's right next to the Ogre Village.
Yeah, there's one under, and then there was a pool there you guys went to, but you all just went, oh, this place is clearly holy. Let's not mess with it. I think there's some colored fish. There's nothing really crazy there, but that's basically basically it's a water warp point basically.
Yes.
Yeah. Other than that, they're down to help you guys.
I guess we'll ask Delphina to tell us all of that.
Yeah. So
where can we go? Sarabi, mark it on your map.
I'll go ahead and mark it on the Hex Island a little bit later. But when I do, you guys can effectively warp between any of those. If we use them too frequently, there will be a % chance there isn't an area there. Sometimes, the further ones, they're not there, so I'll just do a % chance.
So how do we get back up top?
As I mentioned, the 3 of you now have Bracelet. Delphina's going to chill here, but if you want her help getting to somewhere, She can help you real quick, but she'd like to hang out with her friends, her new friends.
I mean, we need to get up to the surface, right?
Yeah, of course. So if you guys want to, if you want to go to like this hex surface, we can do that. If you want to go to one of the warp points, let me know. Basically, it depends on where you guys want to go to next. So
I
realistically,
think there was some stuff we wanted to explore. Did you want to get to the city now?
I mean, we can definitely need to take a long rest at some point, but we can do that in the city.
that you can rest
or
here
at
if
the
you want.
edge of the city. Yeah, technically,
Yeah,
I guess.
Your friends here. If you would like, they definitely would not mind if you decided to chill here.
I guess I could explore the cave a bit more as we're here anyway. Take a long rest here.
Because they did warn you, the city is incredibly dangerous.
Actually, there's also a pool here, right?
Yeah.
At number 7, probably.
Indeed, yes. To the very north, there's effectively a giant geyser surrounded by crystals and coral.
Yeah, we can do a long rest here and then take the pool straight to the city, assuming it goes there.
If there is one, yeah.
Totally up to y'all. Realistically, you guys can go ahead and slap that long rest button now if you want to just chill here. They're not going to run into any issues. Like I said, there's plenty of Nereids here that if something bad were to happen, this is their domain. So the only bad thing is happening over there, but that's more of a long-term issue they can't really handle. During this time, you actually see the big boy kind of skirt about, and he just plops his big ass right in the middle and falls asleep.
Gutsy. I do want to chat up some of the Nereids just to like girl talk.
Yeah, so it is currently 4 o'clock. Spending 8 hours to rest was going to accelerate us just a wee bit. Do you guys want to rest more than that or less?
I mean, we don't want to arrive in the city at night, so I guess probably more.
Okay.
Or maybe we do.
You think?
When the lizard people aren't awake.
Oh.
Then again, they are the sneaky bunch, so they might be awake then. You never know.
We could ask the Nereids. What do they say?
Also, Eldrin doesn't have any night vision, so that's an issue for him.
I mean, I have Foxfire.
He also has a
I mean,
flashlight.
he also
but-
has the light, but you know.
Oh yes, the ring.
Speaking of which, do you have any unused spell slots left before we long rest?
Oh yeah, I definitely did.
Yeah, make some continual flames to sell. You know, to the ogres once we get there.
Yeah, I can do that.
Maybe the Nereids also want some. Who knows?
What items are we going to put these on?
Random rocks,
A lot of work.
random objects.
A crystal.
That works. Make a glowy crystal even glowier.
Perfect.
Lekka
All right,
actually
I think
wants
I can
to-
probably do 2 of those, and that's it.
Lekka actually wants to spend the extra time crafting a magic item.
So for everyone you craft, then it costs you 50 gold.
Alright, we need the ruby powder as well, don't we?
Yeah, you need ruby powder and it's consumed.
That was the issue. We don't have any ruby powder, I believe.
You also have to switch into it and you're going to have that spell ready instead of another one. So
Oh, did you unready it?
it's unready, yeah, for her combat
Oh,
spells.
Yeah, it's too bad. That's alright. But Lekka wants to work on making a magic item.
Okay.
Or, well, magic quote-unquote item.
What you have in mind?
He wants to imbue one of those crystals he picked up, the one that can store spells, the smaller ones.
Mhm.
He wants to make it into a orb that can once per day cast comprehend language.
Okay. So you guys don't necessarily have gold on you, but I did tell you all the shit you picked up in that room is technically on you. So there are rubies and gems and random things in there. Breaking down the ruby is obviously going to be the hard part into the powder if you need to powder something, but that's just time consuming. And you guys can, technically it's a light activity. You're just messing with stuff. Messing with tools is
We
light
do have a-
activity.
We do have a blue topaz, but it doesn't work.
So something that casts once per day. It's a level 1 spell?
I think it is a level 1 spell, yeah?
Yeah, it shouldn't be too complicated. I will.
The issue is that I don't technically have it prepared.
Okay.
It's a wizard spell, so I probably can't do it as a ritual. Maybe I can, who knows.
You don't have it prepared? It's a ritual only, you mean?
I have it in my spell book,
Okay.
basically. And I don't need it prepared because I can cast it as a ritual, but I think for creating it, I need to have it prepared.
Okay.
But I can do that because I can just swap out light.
Yeah.
The ruling is weird on this anyway, and creating magic items.
We're gonna ignore it. I'm just gonna make something up, basically. Go ahead and just roll your Jewel Crafter's kit. We'll do that a couple times, and then we'll just say you succeed, rather than it taking like a year. Because
Eventually.
the actual rules don't work, so we'll ignore them. This is not a long-term campaign, so we don't have like a week just for downtime. So we'll say after like 2 or 3 long rests of you kind of just chilling, crafting, doing your thing. Are you trained in those, by the way?
In these, yeah.
Okay, good. That's it.
You know, when I forgot that I could have another language?
Yeah.
Yeah, these were the ones that I picked instead of the language.
All right, awesome. Basically, I'll say, normally I would have said roll with advantage, but 13 is good enough. Effectively, we'll just do this 2-3 times tops, and you'll have it. Anytime past that, we're going to be at the Goa doing their attack, and that's basically the end. And that seems kind of counterintuitive to gain something.
Jewelers kits, I'm also making it into either a... What makes more sense, an earring or a necklace? I think an earring, right?
Earrings are definitely cool. A lot of you have ears on display as well. Not currently equipped with anything, so that should be fine. Just layer necklaces on. Necklace eye.
Who of us truly needs comprehend language?
Gee, I wonder.
Yeah. Although you can technically cast it once right now.
True that. So, Robbie, did you want to speak with any of them about anything in particular, or are you kind of just shooting the shit?
I think just shooting the shit.
Okay. As with Joni and friends, if you have any questions later, feel free to ask me. If you're like, oh, the Nereis would have known this, but it's going to take us a whole day to get back there. Just ask me. You probably would have asked. You're literally with them for 8 hours. So, you hang out. You discover pretty quickly that Tilo, Celeria, and Daphne are the leaders of this little coven. I don't know why I said coven. Celeria is the de facto, like, leader-ish, but the 3 of them lead together. They do have one above all of them that they follow, and they let you know that her name is Meltalia. Put that in chat there for you. And
Where's she?
let's see. All right, she is indeed locked away somewhere.
Locked away as in, like, kidnapped?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
She
kinda like
is...
Ogre we found.
All right, she is kidnapped, but intentionally so. No, they know that she's trapped somewhere in the city. They don't know precisely which building she's in, as it's quite large, but she's somewhere in the city, and they obviously desperately want her back. The city is just very dangerous, and there aren't enough of them, so it's not worth an incursion to go in with, 8 to 10 Nereids, lose 3 of them, and then shit. Now there's only 7 of us. That wasn't worth it.
Okay, you just said intentionally, though. Does she actually want to be rescued?
No, when I say she's intentionally captured, Delphina was like a kind of an accident. So they know she's there.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, someone put her there. This wasn't a bad girl sitting your time out for a week. Oops, it's been 1,000 years.
10,000 years.
I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth. Cue guitar riff.
I mean, that's a logical thought pattern, right?
Yes. What else would you do? Yeah.
Spending 10,000 years to plotting your revenge.
Hell yeah. So I wouldn't say she's easily accessible. And they're not going to put this on you guys. They don't hesitantly mention it, but they do say that there was a 4th among us. Unfortunately, she's stuck in the city. We cannot locate her. She's in one of the buildings, and we do know it's very dangerous. We've talked to others that have attempted to travel through there, and they have not made it out.
Well, we'll be going there anyway, so...
Yeah, but because of that, they're not going to ask you to rescue her. If you do, more than great, but they won't ask that much of you.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna, low-key ask, would there be any reason for your kind to be hiding away from, the rest of you?
They look to each other as you ask this, kind of like, that's a really particular question. Potentially, why?
It makes you just curious. I've heard a lot of stories about your kind being around the island, supposedly in a city somewhere, underwater. But then they come here and, it's just the dozen or so of you. I mean, at least that's what I heard from the ogres, but...
We've definitely had our differences with others, and problems. Not everyone wants to see things the way they are. Some of us act too rashly, but our very existence is on a knife's edge as of current, unfortunately. So we have to do what's best for us.
Right, and others might be more proactive.
Correct.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway.
All right, if y'all got nothing else, Delphina happily brings you guys up on this way. Long story short, this whole cave is just more crystal, more little water boys and earth boys moving about, just kind of growing the crystal, moving the crystal around. You're not sure if they're growing it or literally just pulling it out of the earth, but they seem to all get along. It almost looks like they're just constantly playing home decor.
I am going to low-key ask him, not low-key ask him. I'm going to ask him, how are you communicating with these guys anyway?
The water imps?
I mean, yeah, but I'll point to Daniel. This guy is a air elemental. I have the general idea that I understand what he means, but I can't speak to him.
Yes, we've gathered this is a somewhat of an issue. We are not elementals. You can think of us more as fae-like, if it is easier for you. But no, we cannot speak with them either. There are some that can speak. We're not entirely sure how or why they were blessed with the common tongue.
Oh,
but
bubbles.
Yes, that strange little one that's been moving about. It comes through
Yeah.
here occasionally.
He still owes me a new bottle of holy water.
Daphne kind of laughs at that. As if, yeah, we've seen that before.
Whatever.
Indeed. While we cannot speak with them directly, one might say we can feel their intentions.
Right? Like those other guys, they can't feel them, but I can.
They kind of look like, oh, interesting. All right, we don't hear that very frequently.
Yeah. I mean, my mentor could as well, apparently, but he was just a normal human.
It is a rare gift. You should treasure it.
Oh, I do. It's a lot of... Would have been boring if it wasn't for Daniel, honestly. I spent days at a time on a ship.
You get a smile at that. It's like, yeah, we can imagine. Times have been rough here.
Well, I'm on my way.
Most excellent. Be safe, especially
Yes,
if you go
we
to
do.
this. Especially if you're going to the city. There are some horrors there.
I can imagine the tower itself was not exactly a pretty picture.
And with that, they'll give you a quick, curt bow.
I will hug Delphina.
Delphina is vibrating with excitement.
Oh wait, Delphina's going with us?
Initially, yeah. So did you guys want to go? I guess here's the question. Are we going back to this hex or are we going somewhere else?
I can't see the hexes.
If we can go straight to the ruins, that would be great.
Yeah.
Or closer, I guess.
Closer to the city?
Yeah.
Alrighty. I would need to double check. I think there is a pool nearby. Like I said, I'll go ahead and update the map with all of these various locations. I'll put little Delphina's where she can help me and whatnot. But yeah, just little markers there. I actually like the little girls they have. They're really cute. Unfortunately, this is a really high.
Definitely see one of them over here.
Yeah, this is
Getting eaten by a big plant.
I think she's being eaten, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's a bad time, not a good time. But they're super cute. I don't know if they have arms, but while this is a large image, the quality isn't perfect. So when you zoom,
Actually, that might also be Meltalia. You know, the representation that she's being held
Oh
by.
no.
That's a possibility. That might be a hint that that's her. But anyway, I do know there was one nearby. I'll go ahead and update the map with all those various locations and such. But until that point, we shall pause the game there. Before that, though, for each of y'all, the ladies have a gift for you. Something small, but they hope that it will do.
A gift.
A gift, indeed. One for each of you. It is a vial of liquid that is, wherever you bring it, like room temperature. So whatever the room is, it will be that temperature. Where you go somewhere colder, it'll cool down. Somewhere warmer, it will heat up. And they say if you consume it, it will replenish your vitality.
So it's a health pot?
Indeed.
Ooh, thank you.
And each of you get one for helping out.
Oh my god. It is a level 3 health ball, apparently.
It is, yes. They make these themselves.
Ooh.
Oh my god, it's gamer girl bathwater.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh my god.
The secret's out. They have to kill Lekka now.
You're supposed to
Like
play dumb. Come on.
No, Lekka's gonna offer to sell. He's gonna brand them.
Oh, all right.
Or be that, what do you call it? Like that brand manager?
Effectively. Oh, and then, Sarabi, you're good with art, right?
Yeah.
You can do the graphic design.
Ooh, done.
All right, screw getting off this island. Let's do this shit. New goal.
It doesn't help that Delphina's name is actually very close to...
I know! It's literally her name combined that is 100% unintentional. I did get all these from the book. And on that absolutely horrible note, we'll go ahead and pause there and meet up again on Hot Springs Island next week.